Community School Board of School Trustees to order. We always begin our meetings with a pledge to the flag. I invite you to join us, please. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. We will also observe a moment of silence and reflection. Thank you. Item 1.3, any adjustments to the agenda? Dr. Hall.
There are no adjustments to the agenda tonight.
Thank you. Item 1.5, comments from patrons on an agenda item. There's nobody who's signed up for that, so we'll move on into recognitions. It's a celebration night, and we're so happy that you're all here. And I'm sorry we don't have chairs for everybody, but unless you want to come up and sit in my chair. Anyway, we're going to start off with Community Chef's presentation. Mr. Tom Bannon, we are so glad to see you, sir.
Thank you, Bill. Always glad to be here. So, I'm Tom Bannon from Community Hospital, and each year we have the Community Chefs fundraisers, third Saturday in September. And it raises money for school systems in Madison County, as long as it has a high school as part of it. So 50% of what's raised goes to the schools, based on enrollment proportionally. So South Madison gets the second most. And the 25% goes to our oncology services to help cancer patients with needs. The other 25% rotates. And each November and December, I get to go around to all the school boards and present their checks, and it's always one of the nice things that I get to do. The Pendleton Kiwanis, great friends of Community Chefs, great supporters, and Community Hospital. They're great partners with us. Ryan Williams was also a sponsor and a chef, and a lot of other people. And this year we raised $125,000 that night. And it is my pleasure to present a check to South Madison for $14,025. And that now puts you at $118,000 since the event started. So we also went over the $1 million mark for the career of Community Chefs this year. So really appreciate it. You guys do great work with the students and always put this to great use. And I always tell the school boards that being the school board member is a thankless job usually, so I don't want it to be that way, so thank you for doing this. It's important that we do have people in all the communities step forward and take on this task and serve this important role. So thank you so much, and I'll give the check to Mark.
Well, Tom, it's nice. A nickel here and a nickel there helps us to maintain programs that we wouldn't be able to afford to do otherwise. So at this point in time, we say thank you so much. If you join me.
Thanks, Tom.
And now the high point of the meeting, we'll turn everything over to Ms. Stigger, and she'll do our Academic Spotlight Awards and her Spotlight presentation. Ms. Stigger.
Thank you. That's why we have everybody here tonight, the awards, right? So if I could have my staff that are here to present awards come on up. Where students know they're getting an award, and families do too, but they don't know exactly which award they're getting. So what we're tasked to do is I take nominations of students that exhibit our 6 character pillars. And so teachers send in all kinds of paragraphs and reasons why they feel like their student should, get this award. And then part of my hard job is to figure out who's going to get the award. So I brought staff here because they've wrote reasons on why they feel like their student deserves the award, and I feel like they're the individuals who interact with your children the most every day, and so they should be the individuals giving the award. So we'll go ahead and start with Ms. Diedrich, if that's okay. Yes.
I'm Kirsten Dietrich, and I teach first grade. And my student is right here, Niall Crow. And when Miss Stager first sent out a request for nominations for the Character Counts Award, I knew immediately that I would be nominating Niall. He's such an amazing student that I actually could not pick just one pillar for him to nominate. So I nominated him for all of them. And he won the Citizenship Award, which is perfect because when I think about what citizenship is for an elementary student, I think about being a respectful person who works very hard to make the place that we learn better. And in order to do that, you have to be respectful, you have to be responsible, caring, trustworthy, and fair. And he shows these qualities every single day. He follows the golden rule, he's courteous to others, and is always considerate of their feelings. Niall's one of the most responsible students that I have ever met. He's self-disciplined, he listens carefully to all instructions, and makes sure that he always tries his best. He encourages all of the other students around him to do these too by being so kind and leading by example. A few weeks ago, I had 2 teachers come to me and interrupt my class to tell me that while Niall was walking back from volunteering, which he does this every day, volunteers to take the library books down to the library, that he was walking in the hall with a bubble in his mouth. And for kindergarten and first grade, they're taught to put a bubble in their mouth so they don't talk, and they walk down the halls with their bubble and their hands behind their back. And Niall was doing this all by himself, walking down the hall, doing exactly the right thing because he knew that that was what he was expected to do. And as a good citizen, he follows the rules. So we know that caring and fairness go hand in hand, and we play a lot of games in first grade to practice skills. And Niall is always the peacekeeper. He keeps his team so that they get along, they work out their differences, and that they all learn. If he has to give up his turn to make someone else happy so that they continue to work together, he'll do that. He's kind to others and compassionate. He also has many friends because of the way he treats them. I'm the coordinator of Holiday Helping Hands at Maple Ridge. We've had a lot of inside recess lately because of the temperatures, and Niall volunteers every single recess to help me carry boxes, bring presents to the room, sort them out, pass things out, whatever. I never ask him, I just say, anyone want to volunteer? And Niall's hand is the first to go up every time. So he wants to help and do good for others, and he's a model citizen, and that's why he's getting the Citizenship Award tonight, and he is a teacher's dream student. So, good job, Niall.
Yeah. We have a certificate for you.
Okay, there's your...
And what you're going to do is you're going to walk around and you're going to shake all of these board members' hands.
No, you're fine. No, you're fine. I can work around.
Excellent.
Such a good young man. Congratulations.
So our students get a certificate, and they're also getting a T-shirt, because one of the things that we do to recognize our students is they all have T-shirts that talk about the pillar that they exemplify. We take a picture of them, we make it poster sized, and it's hung in our hallways for the entire school year. So they'll also have their picture taken and be recognized by other students. It's a pretty cool thing. All right, Mrs. Holbert, you're up next.
I'm Mrs. Holbert, and I teach 4th grade. And this is Owen Pepmeyer. And Owen deserves to be recognized for the pillar of respect. When his mom began working at MRE, I was greeted at the door every morning by the sweetest little door holder. Owen waited and held the door for any staff member coming in, rain or shine. He always made eye contact and smiled. said good morning, and waited for the last person to enter before going in himself. I just knew that this was a kid I had to have in my class, another dream student. Owen is consistently spotted in the classroom practicing the golden rule. In fact, the golden rule, or respect, is the only rule that I have in my classroom. And Owen is the perfect example of representing this in action. He never puts his needs before others. He respects our learning environment and the learning process. And he does that while respecting every person in every situation. Here are just a few things that his classmates had to say about him for the pillar of respect. You always raise your hand, you never shout out, and you're kind and caring. Thank you so much for always respecting the teacher and the rules. You always listen, help others, and are a great sport. We all know we can count on you every time we need help. Owen always stands up for people, even if it isn't his business. Owen shows respect to everyone. He shows it by rooting for everyone, and he always makes sure we're okay. He's always using his manners. He never talks when he isn't supposed to. He supported me when someone else was mean to me, and he told me he wasn't okay with that. Everything about him is just good. Mr. and Mrs. Petmeyer, you deserve to be recognized as well. I know your job isn't ever complete as a parent, but you are nailing it so far. I love this kid so much. Thank you for raising such an upstanding young man that embodies the meaning of respect.
Great job. You wear that shirt with pride. Good job. Congratulations.
Teacher at Maple. My student Isla Bridges here with me. I nominated her for the Trustworthiness Award. Isla is the youngest first grader in our class, but is by far the most caring and trustworthy. Isla just turned 6 this September and sets the standard on how to be a kind and caring friend every day. She makes all friends in our class feel included and loved. She's constantly drawing pictures, making cards, giving compliments and hugs. For Halloween, she even went the extra mile and wrote her bus driver and I both thank you notes for giving out gift bags to everyone. She never leaves a friend out, and if she sees someone playing alone, she is the first to ask if they'd like to play with her. She's always volunteering to help friends in need. If she sees someone struggling, has dropped or lost something, or can't find their way, she is always there to help. Isla is a student that helps without hesitation and never expects anything in return. She is my go-to helper because I know I can trust her to make good choices and to complete tasks without disruption. I can trust Isla to tell the truth, to make good choices, to be a kind friend, and to help anyone in need. Overall, I nominated Isla Bridges for the Character Counts Award because of her trustworthiness and unwavering kindness and willingness to help others without expecting anything back. I'm gonna go around and we'll shake all these guys' hands up here.
Good job, young lady. Way to go. Good job. Excellent.
Hi, my name is Mrs. Boatwright, and I'm a fifth grade teacher at Maple Ridge, and this is Ash Breedwell, and I recommended her for the character trait of caring. She's probably wondering what I'm going to say. Ash emulates this quality. It is part of her DNA and a natural extension of her personality. Let me share one example that demonstrates what I'm saying. A student in our classroom was experiencing a meltdown. Before I could get to her, Ash quickly was out of her seat, letting that student know that everything was going to be okay and that she was there for her. She began helping her to refocus, and that's just one of several examples that I have seen in the classroom. Another example shows how she helps all students, not just her peers. One morning, she was walking to class with a kindergartner or first grade little student, and they were talking together, and I asked her if Ash was her friend, and she said yes. She said, then she proceeded to tell me that the back of the bus can be scary, but Ash makes her feel safe. And so Ash makes our classroom a better place and our world better. She is deserving of this award.
Way to go, Ash.
Great job, congratulations.
No, thank you. Congratulations.
My name is Amanda Wilkins, and I'm a kindergarten teacher at Maple Ridge, and I nominated my friend Chloe Todd for the Pillar of Responsibility. Chloe has stepped up several times in my classroom, willing to help other classmates. For example, when a student accidentally dropped her water bottle, which happens often, causing a spill on the tile floor, Chloe was the first to lend a hand in cleaning up the mess. She continued to help clean the floor to make sure it was completely dry, since our floor becomes very slippery when it's wet. She's seen Mrs. Wilkins fall a couple times. She helps pick up trash on the floor each day before we go home, when I ask my students to help the custodians by making sure our areas are clean. During indoor recess or after our soft starts in the morning, she will make sure all the toys have been picked up and put away, and if she sees something that has been forgotten, she quietly picks it up and puts it back where it belongs before returning to her seat. Chloe is a very quiet and shy student in class, but by her actions, it's very evident that she cares about others in our classroom. She exemplifies great responsibility as a kindergarten student. As her teacher, I appreciate this character trait. Her thoughtfulness of others is helpful to not only her classmates, but to me as well. I can only hope her caring, responsible nature is contagious and spreads to others around her.
Good job, young lady.
Great job.
Good job, young lady. Congratulations. That's what I mean. The age is clear. Oh my goodness. So right there.
Good evening. My name is Mrs. Cox. I am a first grade teacher at Maple Ridge. This is Ella Whitaker. Honestly, I could have nominated her for almost any pillar there is, but I have chosen her to be the example of fairness in our class. She is always making sure that every student feels included, whether they are new to our class or need help understanding something. If someone is left out during playtime or a group activity, Ella is quick to invite them in and make sure they are part of the fun. She treats everyone equally and is kind to all, regardless of their background or abilities. Recently, Ella took it upon herself to learn a few words in Spanish when we had a new student join our class that spoke no English. She makes sure everybody feels welcome. This thoughtful gesture shows her genuine desire to ensure that all students can communicate and feel comfortable. Ella's actions reflect a deep sense of fairness, as she believes that everyone deserves a chance to be part of the group. She is a great friend and always tries to make sure no one feels left out. Her kindness and inclusiveness make her very deserving of the Fairness Award.
Congratulations.
Good job, Al. Way to go.
And you're so polite.
Good job. Congratulations.
All right, congratulations to all of our students. The next award that we give is an Above and Beyond Award. And this award I'm presenting to Mr. Cox. Mr. Cox is our e-coach, and he's also a former teacher at Maple Ridge. Ryan's contributions continue to be felt school-wide, and I'm proud to recognize his hard work and dedication. Ryan consistently goes above and beyond in supporting our staff and students. His ability to present training on a wide range of technology topics not only empowers our teachers, but it also enhances their classroom projects and student engagement. He takes the initiative to partner with all staff and ensure they receive the support that they need to excel in their teaching practices. He specifically this year, we had talked this summer and asked if he could take more initiative in school-wide, very specific projects, and he has helped incredibly this year. He has had firsthand impact on a project with our new playground. We're getting a new playground installed over this summer, first phase over the summer, and he has been the go-to person with contacting companies, getting contracts, getting quotes. He has been my go-to person to handle all of those details that are very time-consuming. We joke about his type A personality. He's very type A, but in the role he has, it is perfect for what we need. Just this afternoon, I asked him to help make a quick training video on a new transportation system we're rolling out. And he took it and took care of it, and we're going to be ready to push something out tomorrow to teachers. So whenever I need something, I know I can go to him, and I know he'll follow through. And I just really appreciate his impact, not just with me, but I also hear it from my main office staff with efficiencies, with big fundraising efforts we have, with teachers who are new to our school, who ask for extra support, who haven't worked with Google Drive before, and reach out to him, and he's always willing to help. So, Ryan, I want to congratulate you and thank you for all of your hard work.
Appreciate it.
And
Thank
your
you.
effort, and I appreciate everything you do.
Thank you.
Yes. Demonstrate that one. Thank you.
Yeah, he's sure. Congratulations. Thank you. Good job. Thank you. Appreciate it. Thank you.
Thanks, Ryan.
Congratulations. Thank you.
And then our final award, Stevenson here. I'm glancing around. There you are. Come on up. I know he's stepping in for for this award. So this year, as a district, we have started a partnership with Pendleton Community Library. And so tonight, I'd like to recognize that partnership that all of the elementaries have had with Pendleton Community Library. Let's stand up here. You don't have to hide behind me. We have started an Arabian Readers program, and that was born out of a vision to ignite a love of reading among our elementary students district-wide. As we all know, the amount of reading a child engages in is directly linked to their cognitive development, their language skills, and vocabulary development. So the initiative that the library has helped us do, it encourages our students to read for pleasure outside of school and then give them rewards for their progress with things like brag tags and then exciting opportunities like special convocations later in the year. And then from the onset, the goal was to foster a unified effort across all the elementary schools, and then the Pendleton Community Library has helped us partner everybody together. Lynn Hobbs, who's the director of the library, was instantly on board with this project, and she consistently demonstrates the library's commitment to our community's youth. Matthew Stevenson is here to sort of accept the award instead of Lynn, but he has been instrumental in bringing this vision to life to set up a program called Beanstack, which we use for our students to log their minutes. And so parents, you probably already know, log your minutes in Beanstack. You've probably heard that a lot of times. And then also to get trainings to our teachers so we know how to use that app effectively. They have had numerous meetings in order to plan the reading program, in order to write grants for this program, to help get monies for it. And the partnership that we have with the community library has been impactful, not just at Maple, but at all the elementary buildings. So we're very excited for this opportunity, and we are very glad you're partnering with us. So thank you so much.
Thank you.
Yes.
You take the walk here. Thank you. Thanks, sir.
It does take a village.
Thank you.
Thank you, and pass it on to Lynn as well.
Thank you very much.
And then we'll go ahead and light report. So tonight's a night where we not only recognize the students at Maple Ridge for their awards and our above and beyond in our community partnership, but also talk a little bit about Maple Ridge and sort of show what we're all about. Our mission is one team, one mission, success for all students, and our vision is we are dedicated to the growth of students, staff, parents, and community, and we'll accomplish this by providing a welcoming, safe, and supportive learning environment where everyone is valued and achievements are celebrated. We have 2 school improvement goals, one in language arts and one in math, and it's sort of divided up based on the grade level the students are in. So students in grades 3 through 6 take iLearn. And so our goal is to increase 3% each year. Our current baseline we have for our iLearn language arts is 41% of students passing. Our goal by 2027 is 50% of students passing. For students who are not in grades 3 through 6 and grades K through 2, we look at NWEA growth as a goal. Our goal is to have 70% of our students either meet or exceed their growth goal. Currently, we have 56% of students that are meeting that growth goal. And just so you're aware, NWEA does indicate that or estimate that approximately 60% of students, when they meet their growth goals, that's an indicator of a highly effective classroom. For our math goals, they parallel the language arts goals where we are increasing 3% annually for the next 3 academic years. Our current baseline is 53.8% of students passing iLearn. Our goal by 2027 is 62.8% of students passing. And with NWEA for our grades kindergarten through 2nd, our goal is 85% of students to meet and exceed their individual NWEA growth goal. We currently have 71% of students who are meeting that growth goal. So I have a few charts for you just showing longitudinally iLearn across the different years. The blue bar is what we're really focusing on, which those are students who are passing their iLearn test. This is 3rd grade language arts. This last year we had 42% of students who passed it. The state average was 39% in 3rd grade. For 3rd grade math percentages, we had 76% of students pass their math iLearn, and the state pass rate was 52%. So one of the reasons why I like to look at the longitudinal data is to look at how much we continue to grow. For 4th grade language arts, we currently have 57% of students that are passing iLearn, and the state pass rate was 42%. So we're still achieving above that state rate. 4th grade math, we have 88% of students who have passed iLearn, and the state pass rate is 49%. I don't know, this chart is just so dramatic to me, like, whoa, we've made some great gains. And some of that is due to some curriculum adoptions that we've had and different professional development that our teachers have done in math specifically. 5th grade language arts, our pass rate is 46% this last year, and the state average is 40%. 5th grade math, our pass rate is 53%, and the state average is 40%. Sixth grade language arts, our pass rate this last year was 64%, and the state average pass rate was 41%. And then sixth grade math, our average was 52%, and the state pass rate was 38%. So we consistently do score above what the state averages are, and we continue through time to grow in our scores. And then Mr. Brown's going to talk a little bit about iRead.
Good evening, everyone, and definitely a great job to all the kids tonight. I'm super excited to see you guys up here, and thank you to all the parents and also to the teachers and also the rest of the school board. As we get started, looking at iRead, this was the first big assessment when I came on board back to Maple Ridge. So seeing these results, I was very pleased. Again, looking at a state average of 82.90. Last year, we were at 92.50, so again, almost 93%. They're still staying well above 90%. As for our subgroups, again, each one of them being above our state average, from free and reduced lunch to paid lunch, general education, special education, Hispanic, and also white. As for iRead in second grade, last year was our first opportunity where second graders could start taking the iRead test. And if they passed, they actually would be completed with that iRead test. And I'm pleased to say that with that second grade group, we had, again, 57% ultimately that were passing and won't have to take it this year. We also have another 17% that are on track and 26% at risk, but that again gives us a target to look towards as they are entering third grade this year. And the last slide that I'll share with you all is our attendance. Again, we are the bright blue line up above. The state average is down below. And we stay above every year, that state average. And right now, again, maintain that moving forward. Thank you all, and again, great job, kids.
So there are a lot of different factors which contribute to our continued growth in test scores and just in general our standard implementation. One of the things that our kindergarten classes do, which is really fun to see, we have a few pictures to show you. They do an ABC boot camp and a numbers boot camp to start off their school year, where they sort of take a deep dive and they learn every day about a different letter and a different number. They have a fashion show at the end. They wear it's cute. It's really adorable, actually. And any staff who works at Maple, they know. It's amazing to see. I spoke briefly about new math curriculum. So we do have, it's a newer math curriculum. It's everyday mathematics. And so we have made an intentional effort to implement that program, and we've seen great growth with our math scores. We have monthly curriculum newsletters that parents, you guys get to see those come home every month on what we're doing. Our staff comes in 2 times a month very early in the morning for Maple at 7:20, and we meet. Actually, we had a meeting this morning, so it's a long day for my staff that are here. But we sit down and we look at student data, and we look at where are students scoring. How do we need to group students differently? How do we need to intervene? And then how can we make gains? And so it actually is incredibly effective with student growth. We do data-informed decision-making. There's a variety of professional. I feel like our central office is so incredibly supportive. If there's something that a staff member would like to do or explore, they support that the majority of the time. It's great. We have Science of Reading, which is a newer state initiative. There's trainings that are offered in district and then outside of district as well. We have SIOP training, which SIOP stands for Sheltered Instruction Observation Protocol. And that's for our students who are coming to Maple who don't speak English as a first language. So we have specified training for teachers, which focus on best practice to help with those language gaps. And then really everything we do at Maple is very student-centered. So we have a very student-centered philosophy. One of the things I spoke about was our language differences. So Maple is pretty unique compared to the other elementary buildings. We do have, I believe it's 13 current different languages that are spoken at Maple Ridge. We continue to see more language diversity, and it's a good thing. So it does, just like what Mrs. Diedrich spoke about, it gives our students opportunities to practice new languages, to make new friends, to be exposed to some different cultures that, you know, traditionally they wouldn't have been exposed to in the past. And so these are just examples of different languages that we have spoken at Maple Ridge. We're also fortunate enough to have staff that their specific role, we have assistants that are bilingual that help communicate. One of my office staff members, she's also bilingual to help with those differences. And then we have teachers of record who help do explicit instruction for students to gain those English skills. Maple Ridge it's a great place to be. It really is a great place to be. We love celebrating success, and so we have in our weekly newsletter, bi-weekly newsletter, we look at random acts of kindness, and we randomly nominate students or other staff members, and they appear in there. Our counselor, we do a leader program, and every month students are recognized for being a monthly leader in the classroom. They have their picture taken, they get a shirt. It's all about shirts. We get a shirt, we got a picture taken, we hang it in the hallway. They're super excited, and every month we have like a leader day where everyone wears their leadership shirt, including staff. We have a Building Buddies program, so we partner up classes in different grade levels, and it's random partnering. And then there's monthly activities that the classes get together, so it may be a first grade class and a fifth grade class, and they get together and they do an activity, and it's just a nice way to build some relationships across the building. We have staff and student incentives and recognition. You might have heard about a bingo game that we played right before Thanksgiving break, and we played it as a school, and absolutely everyone loved it. And then we also have community service and employability opportunities. It really is a great place. Maple truly is. Here are some just images from our community building activities. Kindergartners where the firemen came to visit and they got to ride in the old fire truck. Our several grade levels did some Olympic themed games when the Olympics was in, so we've got some pictures of that. We do a Unity Day in October. Everyone wears orange and everybody makes a little chain link, and if you walk in our main hallway, you'll see the chain links all the way through the hallway, and there's one with every student's name on it. Some more images. That top left is from that fashion show from the ABC boot camp. Our teachers do plays and other activities for parents to come in and see their children just perform. We had a STEM lab come and visit where students are getting hands-on experience in this mobile lab and then in the classroom. And then we have some just really sort of special days as far as on September 11th, we always do a silent dismissal, hold the flags, and just sort of pay respect to our country as well. So one of the things that, I'll go back a slide really quickly. I'm gonna have my sixth grade teachers come on up. I had them come out tonight so they could talk about one of the activities that they do and they've done for several years, which is about Gravel Lawn Cemetery. And so I'll let them come up and talk a little bit, and then they've got a few things.
Yeah, can we get her clipped up too, please? Yep, there she is. Andrew. Okay. Good evening. We are the sixth grade team. I'm Emily Paulson. This is Allison Ezel and Doug Hobbin. Tricia Brownell could not be here with us tonight. But we wanted to share about this community service project that we've been participating in, thanks to Mr. John Lord, who started this whole project 8 years ago. Our sixth graders have had this opportunity to place American flags at the graves of veterans at Gravel Lawn Cemetery in Fortville. This year we had students research the history about Gravel Lawn, Veterans Day, military honors, and cemetery etiquette. They prepared themselves for this project. They also learned about map skills and how to use reference points, which I'm gonna bring around some maps as my kids are speaking, because we want you to see the craziness that these maps are and show what the skills the kids really did achieve as they were doing this. So like I just said, the maps were not the easiest, but with some help, they learned how to read and locate specific graves of these veterans. We have a few students with us tonight who would like to share what they experienced and learned while they're completing this community service project. We have Luna, Abby, Riley, and Andrew. So I'm gonna let Luna start us off.
When I went to Gravel Lawn, it was quiet, and It made me happy to see many people who were a veteran. The weather was nice. I really liked it. I like doing things. I like that our school does things like that. Not many people were there. Using the maps was tricky but fun. It made me realize the real meaning behind Veteran Day. I learned a lot of people's names and what they did.
Hello, my name is Abby. During my time at Gravel Lawn and while researching, I realized how important this field trip was for us 6th graders at MRE. Not only was it fun and educational for all 6th grade students, but it also taught us the meaning behind Veterans Day. This opportunity to go and place down flags for veterans was very meaningful to me and to many other people who have someone who served buried there. Over 800 veterans are buried at Gravel Lawn, and I am very thankful for this opportunity to do something for the community's past and present veterans. These courageous men and women who served to protect our freedoms deserve to be honored, and I feel fortunate that I was able to do so.
Good evening. My name is Riley Gardner. Good evening. My name is Riley Gardner. My speech is going to be about what we did at Gravel Lawn and why I have learned and why I liked it. We went to Gravel Lawn and we started in our little sections we had. The class had papers and one of them was for finding the veterans at the cemetery. Once we found a veteran, we placed a flag to remember the great things they did for us. What I liked about it was we did something for the community and for all veterans, dead or alive. I'm just glad we got to go and see how many people fought for our country. I learned there was over 800 veterans that we placed flags for. I learned that once after Veterans Day, you are supposed to pick up the flags. The reason is we do that is because the cemetery has a rule for how long you need something placed. I would like to go again and learn more about the cemetery and the veterans there at Gravel Lawn. I'd like to go again and do the same community work.
Hello, my name is Andrew Tate. My experience at Gravel Lawn made me realize that there are a lot more veterans than I thought. We celebrated all of them by placing flags right next to their headstone. There were so many veterans that we had 3 to 4 groups in each section. There were over 12 sections in total, and we placed over 850 flags. I have 4 relative veterans that buried at Gravel Lawn. 2 of them served in the Army, and 2 of them served in the Navy. My uncle, Charlie True, received 2 Bronze Stars in the Battle of the Bulge in World War II. My great-grandmother's brother, Kenneth Sylvester, served in the Navy and died at sea, also in World War II. These are a couple of things I learned by getting to do this. It was interesting to do something outside of school that honored our veterans. Thank you for your time.
So we just included some pictures from our trip out there of the kids reading their maps, practicing those skills they learned in the classroom. Thank you.
So for those of you who don't know, which I might embarrass Mr. Lord, but Mr. Lord used to be the principal at Maple Ridge. So this tradition started when he was the principal. So that's why it's carried on, and that special acknowledgement there. I just want to thank everybody for being here tonight. And then we're thankful to have amazing students, an amazing staff, amazing resources, and a very positive school environment. We know that the school board plays a vital role in how our building operates, and we also thank you guys as well. All right, thank you.
Ms. Steger and Mr. Brown, would you please convey to your faculty and staff and your students and are proud of the hard work that's been put in by all of you to be such a successful school. congratulations and good job. And for, just a minute, and for the parents, grandparents, aunts, uncles, cousins, and everybody else that's here, you're doing a job too, because to be able to honor these kids and see the respect that we saw tonight, and I think your group tonight gets the cuteness award, except for the handsome gentleman that we saw. But you get a lot of the credit for the support that, and the success that the school has because of your positive attitudes and everything else. So my hat's off to you as well. Congratulations on a job well done. Keep it up. Thank you. Now you can applaud for everybody. Our meeting's only going to be about 5 minutes longer, but I know the kids have been up for quite a while, and it sounds like the teachers have been up for quite a while. So we'll break right now. You can go out and get pictures in the lobby and everything else. We'll start again in about 2 minutes. And thank you all for coming. Stay warm, stay safe. Merry Christmas. Back. Appreciate that. Moving on to Section 4, the minutes and accounts payable vouchers. 4.1, the approval of minutes of the regular meeting of the Board of School Trustees 2024. You've had a chance to read those over the weekend and everything else. Are there any questions or concerns or adjustments that need to be made?
Move we accept them.
Second.
We got a motion and a second. Penny?
Angie Brown?
Yes.
Buck Evans?
Yes.
Kevin Ginder?
Yes.
Mike Hanna?
Yes.
John Lord?
Yes.
Mark Thompson?
Yes.
Bill Hutton?
Yes. Item 4.2, approval of the accounts payable vouchers. Once again, you've had a chance to look those over and ask questions beforehand. Are there any concerns or adjustments that you seem to need to be made?
I'll make a motion to approve.
Second.
Got a motion and a second. Penny?
Angie Brown?
Yes.
Buck Evans?
Yes.
Kevin Ginder?
Yes.
Mike Hanna?
Yes.
John Lord?
Yes.
Mark Thompson?
Yes.
Bill Hutton?
Yes. Moving on to Section 5, consent items. We usually take all of them at the same time. If that's all right with the board, we'll take 5.1 through 5.7. Seeing no issues or whatever, I'd entertain a motion for approval.
I make a motion, we approve 5.1 through 5.7 as presented.
I'll second that.
Thank you. Penny?
Angie Brown?
Yes.
Buck Evans?
Yes.
Kevin Ginder?
Yes.
Mike Hanna?
Yes.
John Lord?
Yes.
Mike Thompson?
Yes.
Bill Hutton?
Yes. Moving on to financial business, 6.1, contract approval. Mr. McCarty.
Thank you, President Hutton. Tonight, the administration is requesting approval of one contract with a former teacher regarding our English language program, working with our English language coordinator.
Obviously, from seeing what Maple Ridge just presented, we've got a lot of different languages to deal with, so I appreciate the extra effort going into that.
Yeah. I have one question, Mr. McCarty. Do you know what grade level she'll be working with?
I believe it's multiple, but Dr. Miller would probably be able.
It'll be multiple grades. So what they're doing is some preliminary programming prior to the WIDA test. So all kids K-12 take it. She's gonna work primarily at Maple Ridge. And specifically with kids that are right at that cusp of maybe going over to help them grow and hopefully understand the assessment better.
Okay.
We've commented that I'm not sure what percentage of students would pass that our English language is their primary language. It's a tough test to
Yeah.
pass, so, lots of components.
Any other questions for Dr. Miller? I'd entertain a motion for approval.
So moved.
I'll second.
Penny?
Angie Brown?
Yes.
Buck Evans?
Yes.
Kevin Ginder?
Yes.
Mike Hanna?
Yes.
John Lord?
Yes.
Mark Thompson?
Yes.
Bill Hutton?
Yes. Moving on to Section 7, 7.1, comments from patrons. We had nobody sign up for that. 7.2, communication from the superintendent, Dr. Hall.
Thank you, President Hutton. I just have a couple things. I wanted to let the board know that Mr. McCarty and I met with the architects this morning, and so we have kicked off the school safety projects at the high school this morning. So the plan is to have the drawings done by January and then put them out to bid at the end of January, early February, so that we can make sure that we have, so that we can get the work done over the summer, so that we can get things ordered and that. So they're supposed to bring back.
Sorry, I thought I had it shut off.
Glad it wasn't me for once.
They're supposed to bring back the drawings, and then we'll have bids that you will, so you'll have to approve those. We'll have to put them out to bid, and then you guys will have to approve that before we can award the contract, similar to what we did with the roof. So, but we met with them this morning, and we also discussed 2 or 3 other projects that may be down the road after we see how much money we have left after this one. But anyways, the replacement of all the exterior doors at the high school, and then the safety vestibule at the front. So that's what they're putting to paper now. So
Great
we've got to
news.
figure out how to not cut Mr. Rhodes' office in half. That's his biggest concern right now, but we've got a plan for that. So. And then last thing is, I just want to thank Angie. So tonight is her last meeting. And so I was thinking about the last 4 years, and I can't say that it wasn't eventful. It's been pretty interesting. But there's a couple things that I wanted to point out that I think a lot of people don't know. So in that 4-year time period that Angie was on the board, we were able to raise beginning teacher pay 32%. And we've also been able to increase our school resource officers now, which I know was a priority of hers with school safety in all of our buildings. And so, again, I just want to thank her for the service that she did to our corporation and for all of our kids.
Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Hall. 7.3, communication from the Board of School Trustees. We'll start down here. Mark, or Mike?
Attended the athletic council meeting this past week. It was just kind of a regular meeting update. We meet about twice a year. I think the next one's in March, and they have some adjustments to some policies and procedures, and it's all good.
You figure out how to get the concession stand to work a little bit smoother?
Just saying I didn't get involved with that.
Thank you. Buck?
Nope, I had no meetings.
Mark?
I had no meetings either.
Okay. John?
Yeah, a couple things. Number one, I didn't say last meeting how great the Veterans Day program was at Pendleton Elementary that I attended. It was great. They did a very nice job. And number two, thank you, Angie, for all your service to this board over the 4 years. You've worked hard, so thank you.
I'm going to let you go next.
I didn't have any meetings.
Okay.
I'm good. Thank you.
I want to thank Angie as well for 4 great years. You've had a positive impact on the board and a lot of good ideas, a lot of initiative and everything else, and you did a great job. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
I'll give you the last word.
Well, I have enjoyed my last 4 years, getting to know many of you because I didn't know you very well, and some of you just for 2 years on the board. I don't know. I'm going to try and figure out a way to stay involved. At least that's my plan. So think of what I can do.
I miss you already. Starting to tear up a little bit.
With that in mind, I'd entertain a motion for adjournment.
Make a motion to adjourn?
I'll second.
She's got a second.
Angie Brown?
Yes.
Buck Evans?
Yep.
Kevin Gender?
Yes.
Mike Hanna?
Yes.
John Lord?
Yes.
Art Thompson?